In today's video, I'm going to show you how I had set up the crude oil market. This is the June contract, and I'm going to start by looking at, let's see, retracements of all these prior swings. So, for example, we'll be running the high to the lowest low, and then some of the lower highs to the lowest low, and again over here. So let's start with that. Actually, which one is higher? Let me just check this. This high, 77.71, 77.43. Okay, so there's another higher high there. So we're going to include that one. So let's just take the retracement tool. We're going to grab the high to the low. Okay, we're going to get rid of anything the market's already gone through, because then it doesn't have any value anymore. And then let's see, another high to low. So those are very close. Now we can't use this because there's a higher high over here, so we're going to use this one. High to low. Okay, there's a 50% that we're not that far away from. And then let's also look at the more recent high to low here. And actually we should probably include this one too. It's going to be pretty similar to some of the others, but it is a slightly different high. So yeah, let's look at that. Okay, so that's where I have retracements. Okay, now also there are some much higher extensions, but you know, they're not near anything that we're looking at right now. What I want to find next would be, are there any extensions from some of these smaller swings? And I think I just have one right here, high to low extended. So let's do that, high to low extended. Okay, that's where the 64.84 area came in. And then what about projections? We'll look at projections next. So here what we want to do is compare swings in the same direction. I might have to just get a few more bars here though. Okay, so okay, now we should be able to see all of it. Let's go chart, load template. I'm just going to reload my original template since it got a little bit messed up here. Okay. Actually, let me just get this one. See, SCB Daily. That's the one I want. Okay. Anyway, so now what we can do is compare swings in the same direction. So then I have like this low to high and this low to high, maybe even this one, to compare with this swing. And then anything else. I'm not sure, we might be through that already, but we can also look at this one, we can look at this one, we can look at this one. And I think we're through this one already, but you know, we're going to project all of those from the most recent low. So let's get started with that. So I'm going to use the three-pointed tool, grab the low to the high, project from the low. Oh, that's very close to where we're at. What about the slightly higher low? Are we going to be through that or not? Well, we don't know, so let's test it. We're slightly through that, so we don't need it. So I'm going to get rid of it. Don't need to do anything more there. Let's take a look at this low to high swing. I'm pretty sure we're through it, but let's just test it. Low to high. Oh yeah, we're way through that. How about this low to high? Low to high. Ah, that's just a little bit above. What about the swing inside the swing? Nope, we're through that, so this has no value anymore. Let's try this other swing here. Low to high, projected from the low. Nope, we're slightly through that one also. And my guess is that we're also through this. But again, you could always test it and see. Like if you grab this low to this high, yeah, we're way through that. But what do you have here? Well, we had a cluster. We actually had what I call a royal setup. And it's a royal setup is when you have all the averages on the daily chart on the right side, you know, to agree with the setup. So what I mean by that is price is below the 200 simple, price is below the 50 simple, and the 513 EMA combo is in a sell mode with the 5 below the 13. So this is considered a royal setup. The zone, let's see, came in 64.84 to 65.23, so 64.84 to 65.23. And obviously, if you're in the service, you know that we had this in advance for you. Okay. So yeah, that was the zone. This was, you know, officially a royal setup. And, you know, it doesn't look like much, but, you know, we've already seen a pretty healthy decline off of this resistance. Okay, 64 87 was the actual high. And, well, I think we're just going to go back and look at it on a 5-minute chart. If you look at, taking a 5-minute trigger, your first trigger would have been, let's see, here's the moving average crossover, and then when you also took out a prior swing low at 64.56. And so from the high, and again, that would be more, of a day trade trigger, but it also did trigger for a swing trade. So $3.34, which is pretty healthy for crude oil. Okay, so nice, healthy rollover from there. And also, if you look at the 30-minute chart, you'll see that it also did trigger on a 30-minute chart for a swing trade entry when you took out this prior swing low, and then here's the moving average crossover there. All right, so bottom line, we had a royal setup. It hit, it held, it triggered, and it's up money. It does still have potential to give you more on the downside, but that's pretty much how you use the work. So if you like what you see, please like and subscribe, and I'll keep doing some of these videos for you.